The land of Israel is something completely different. Here Hashem is very present from the beginning of the first year. The nation of Israel is something else. As it is written, "Eternal Israel will not lie." But the state in its form, with its governance, and its administration is already over. We need to understand this, and if we don't absorb it, and don't face it, and don't understand, it's not going to be easy. But we have a Heavenly Father, and we have to worry. A country and a battered country crying, in pain, unsure, constantly looking for proof. Proof of why? Its righteousness, its survival, its very existence. I wrote this text before coming to class. The nation that all the nations of the world despise. Look what's happening around. We talked about antisemitism that is proud and growing, and this is just the beginning. The righteous are all before us and the people of Israel. Righteous Jews, come home now. Do you not understand? The smell of the eve of World War II, that was the same smell. Now don't tell him we said leave everything, they won't let you out. Too bad. Now you can still sell equipment, can sell property, can come. This place is the safest in the world, the land of Israel with all the mess, because the Shekinah is here. She is no longer in exile, she is no longer outside. That is why there is so much antisemitism. Come and leave everything, preferably 1 hour before. Be brave, be heroes, do it for honor, make sure you don't regret it for a moment. A country torn apart at home and abroad. Demonstrations for and against monstrous antisemitism. What mouth does the friendly United States open? It just evaporates, and we wrote a letter to the Prime Minister that the United States will be against us. We are all in a coma too. I do not. What is not clear? Kindness to nations has sinned. Biden, who came here after Simchat Torah, destroyed all the enthusiasm for worshipping Hashem. And there was enthusiasm like a volcano. Returning to the name, it is only for us. Mud, do you understand? The Nova Festival? Look at the letters. So the message was understood. The sovereign of the people of Israel needs to go there. The Sabbath was understood. Nova letters N-O-V-A. But Joe Biden came, hugged and kissed. Then everything crumbled. This monstrous Nazi Hamas killed and slaughtered, raped and burned, murdered and took away is now a world hero. Who can do anything to him? Poor Gazans have nothing to eat. I heard today they shot into the checkpoint where they sent food trucks, shot and killed soldiers. Right before I came, one of my students called me and told me this. I told him what would they tell the parents of the soldiers? Who can approach these parents? To tell them, look, we gave food and your children paid with their lives. How can you say such a thing to parents? Did these monsters give food? Is that why your children left? We understand that we are together. In short, dear brothers, Raphael has become very hot again. Who can hold a hot pepper in his throat? See you in 4 months. Hot pepper in the throat. Either you say or you swallow it or you throw it away in 1 second. 4 months hot pepper in the throat, is that possible? For 4 months we don't understand what's going on, the so-called. Why? Because the Holy One, blessed be He, does not give. Pay attention, He takes all the decisions with us, all the powers to tell us and show us that I run the world, not you. Every little boy, ask me to tell you to come in. What? How else is it possible? But don't know what to do. Entering, not entering, already waiting. A week and a half ago I was told that they are waiting for Hamas' answer to equality to exchange prisoners within 24 hours. If you don't give it, you go into Raphael. That's what they told me. We have been for a week and a half and they still haven't entered. Who knows if they will enter at all? We don't. It is none of our business because the United States will not send weapons. Do you want a Palestinian state? Citizens who cover up crimes have become involved citizens. 500 trucks a day. Is this how you wage war? Is this how you wage war? Cutter is the same letter. A rocket is a cutter. All rockets are locomotives. We are going to ask them to help us. Go to the Creator of the world. This agreement is a mask. Return to the Creator of the world, see what He will give you. Wisdom decides whether there will be a deal or not. And why? Because we do not follow Torah ways. We are not the ones who lead us now in such an embarrassing reality, and they will follow the vanity, and the vanity will become more rabbis. Every day that passes we will witness songs who knows what they will say. We can't do anything. Girls take care of us. This is what is going to happen soon. A cat has a life instinct. Rabbi Yochanan says in Tractate Eruvin, if we didn't have Torah we would learn chastity from a cat. Why a cat from a diaper? What is our diaper from a cat's tongue? They take a child and kill him. Today there are such diapers that you put on 2 times, it was not cloth. They would eliminate the whole child, it was a diaper, eliminate him, wrap his whole immodest body. The immodest parts is the diaper. He is a cat, he has modesty. In addition to his honor, he does his needs, he opens, makes a pit, takes out needs and covers immediately. He is modest, but he has had enough of a cat, I live to survive, he wants to live. So what does a cat say in poetry chapters? I will pursue my enemies. And the reason is they and I will not return until they are complete. You gave a hand to brides, waiting to collapse, to destroy. Come on, what are you waiting for? Did you talk? If you don't do it, you understand that you have no say. A word with the Ishmaelites is equal. That means every statement is worth its weight in gold. With them you said do and they will respect you. But if you keep shuffling and repeating and going no, doesn't sound serious. You don't want to shut up. Don't threaten a month and do nothing. It does not sound good. Anti-Semitic in Colombia. Colombia is a Latin word, it is the name of the king's subjects. There in Colombia universities you can write in thousands. So if we see things and don't understand, don't want to understand, then the Holy One brings voices. Colombia brings his holy voice, to tell us that antisemitism is not a game. He raises up the Gentiles. We must wake up, return back to him. It's not that the Gentiles just hate us, apparently he can silence them in a second. The Holy One, blessed be he, brings them upon us so that we may wake up. It is only necessary to understand that it is as material in the hand of the Creator. It is possible for a person to point a finger or a word or shout at a Jew without being written from above. Colombia is his voice brings his voice, or his voice brings his voice. Why? Because the mirrors are not enough. The fact that the ship enters the bridge and finds the 3rd largest intact bridge in the world is not enough. Seeing is not enough, so bring votes as well. The house of Israel, like the Gentiles, is not in the heat that cries, they are not against you. I, you my children, understand, says the prophet Ezekiel, I want to redeem you. I want to make you the crown of creation, the tiara of humanity, the tiara of the world, to include you with all the achievements and all there is. And distinguish you between light and darkness, between Israel and the nations, between present and forever and ever and ever. Because this is the people of Israel forever and ever. Do not understand. They don't want to understand. Jewish students are not allowed to enter universities. Come to Israel, enter the Beit Midrash at ease from the university. Now enter the Beit Midrash. Come to Rabbi Elbaz, come in. You will fill him with sitting on the rooftops. Come on, what's up? Come to Moshav and see Rabbi Shimon bring another such big heater of tea. Sit down and learn some Torah. Who is Abraham our father? Who is Isaac our father? I didn't learn it with me. I was taught about Napoleon. How did I know what Napoleon the Bastille was? I was born in Israel. The rabbi is what it was before the Holocaust. They closed all the gates to the Jews. Right. And that's what's going to happen soon. Only then, from the 1930s to 39, when the war broke out, the number of them had 9 years to escape. Whoever caught Einstein ran away. Einstein ran away next to Arabic. A few more caught up and ran away. There were those who came to the land of Israel. There were those who said it couldn't be. What happened to the Germans? Enlightened rage. A cultured musician knows how to talk. They have manners, eh? We have seen these monsters with their manners. What did they do? Why? Because there were realities in Europe where people left the Torah and Israel terribly. And today there was a lot of Torah and a lot of Hasidism and a lot of seminaries in Lithuania, etc. But the majority would assimilate. So there were those who reached the gate. The extermination camps would absorb the situation, and there were those who had to go all the way to the gassing rooms of the gassers and where the gas started falling on them instead of the showers. Shouted Shema Israel. This is an answer. This is an answer. This is an answer. At the end of life they got a fix for their soul. There were those who didn't get it either. Dear brothers, with saints. Dear brothers, the most humane nation, the most humane, yes, the most merciful, the most considerate, even at the expense of our soldiers. Did you see what happened today? We're putting food trucks in for these murderers. These monsters, and our soldiers are paying with their lives. I want to ask which officer can now come to the parents and tell them about their sons. Terrible and terrible, because they now check trucks that will enter Gaza, a change in their lives. How can such a thing be explained at all? We know that everything is not a coincidence and everything is from God, blessed be He. But some people don't understand that much. We are now considered the biggest murderers in the world. We are the people of Israel, the merciful, compassionate, shy, repaying kindness, but everything turns sword to sword. It's impossible to understand. Everything is getting out of control and it's getting worse. And I wish I could bring you good news that it will all be over soon. Nothing. I was 7 years old, there are 7 fronts against him. I was in the 6-day war at the age of 7. Yom Kippur War, after 6 years they had 82 free days. I was an officer fighting in the eastern axis of Lebanon against the Syrians, from the Crown Lake of the Shuf Mountains to the Beirut-Damascus axis, and then entered Beirut to conquer it. We left the well of living water and asked for broken cisterns that would not contain the water. There is a creator of the world, there is living water, there is Torah, the fountain of life. Kaaba promises. If you follow my rules and keep Masada, I will give you everything and you will receive everything. States justify the massacre that took place. Giving up children, rape women, burn houses and people and expose them to mice dens and justify them. What are 500 carriers for? I don't understand why action is needed. Our cats eat half a pita a day. Give all Gazans half a day. You don't need 500 trucks, enough 10-20 trucks, no more. What are you for? I will pursue my enemies and retreat, and I will not return until they are finished. It's a life instinct. For 4 months he did not know what to do. What do you want them to do? Do you radiate such weakness? May the Holy One, blessed be He, give you resilience, give you strength. King David would go to war and ask the saint for help. He was a king. You have to learn from him. Our stubborn man was gentle, who sat in the Beit Midrash and studied, but who went to war was as hard as a tree. The stubborn 331 missiles, we said no. No one, stood on us.